Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and buenos dias. Welcome back to the Sean Atwood channel for RQDaily. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone has had a fantastic couple of days. I apologize about yesterday. Was not fit enough to perform, shall we say. And feeling a lot better today. Everything is doing good. I've got some new glasses ordered. So, yeah, happy days. And before we get started on today, we have got some stuff coming up for this weekend. It's very, very exciting. So stay tuned for some announcements for Saturday night and Friday night. And we do have our panel members as usual coming on today, and we do have a guest coming on today, but we'll keep that under wraps. One of our community members and researchers is coming on to give some insight into Diddy. But before we do that, Shane, how are you? How are you feeling? What has been going on? I'm rocking the top bun today as well. Homage to Victoria. Big shout out, Victoria. But how are you doing today, Shane? What's been going down?
Just feel like a hanging bell in, but I'm doing good otherwise. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just living life. You know what I'm saying?
So we have our guest tomorrow night. That's going to be frigging awesome.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, tomorrow night we've got Jaguar Wright. I mean, that's huge. I can't wait to see what she's going to say, what direction it's going to go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because she's pretty much. I asked if there was any things that we had to stray away from, just your normal line of questioning, and she's pretty much said no. We'll talk. I said okay. So
yeah, it's going to be good, man. Yeah,
I think so.
I think so too. And before we jump into the Diddy stuff today, I was hoping. Let me just see if I can just tell a story or something for a minute, Shane. Just give me a second.
Tell a story. Okay, guys. Well, we have possibly got an amazing guest coming on in another week or two, and he's a little short, four-legged guy named Sonny Emilio. And we showed him on here a few days back, but I have corresponded with his mom and dad, and they are in Switzerland, I believe, or Norway, somewhere over that way. And we're going to be getting them on sometime after the 24th to have a little talk with Mr. Sonny himself. So that'll be exciting.
We've got a whole bunch of interesting stuff that I'm putting together that's a little more off topic, a little bit more entertainment, coming for Fridays and Saturday nights, just to kind of have a few laughs. You know what I mean? The world's a horrible place. We'll still be covering the hard topics, but we'll also be sliding in some entertaining and good stuff too. But yeah, Thursday we're also live with Lionel Nation again. Thursday we're live with Jaguar. It's massive. It's massive.
And I've got a line back into Tony, Mr. Busby as well, to hopefully we can get him back to give us some more insight on the new charges that have been brought up against Diddy. So hopefully I'll hear back from him.
There's an absolute bucket load of them, man. Yeah. I mean, it seems like every single day. We're going to be jumping into one of the Diddy headlines, or a couple of them, but the main one I think today is the first underage accuser that shared proof of what happened between him and Diddy, which I think is quite a massive one. And we'll be jumping into that. But the first thing we're looking at is the story that sort of came out last week over young FILLY, because I think a lot of people sorry, excuse me while my browser has a fit while the adverts are all kind of piling in here. It was one that was it took a lot of people by shock. Usually in cases like this, you see like a strew of other victims and allegations and things like this come out. There's not really been a lot of that. There's been some people saying that maybe he's a bit rude and things like this, but Queenie and myself had an interesting discussion about this last week because it just seemed like there was something iffy going on, and there's been I found an interesting video today, right? And it's not by a massive YouTuber, but he's showcasing some individuals from Australia where this all took place, coming forward and speaking out about the person who is accused young FILLY of these charges. And it just all seemed a bit odd. So what I'd like to do is just go to the point here in this video, where you've got sort of two statements that are being made. One by a former friend or someone that Philly was seeing, this girl with the blonde hair that we're going to see, and I think it's an interesting one because, like I say, this case for me is one that I said we're going to keep an eye on. You know, it's one of those cases where I want to see what the legal outcome of this is, because regardless, okay, if every news outlet in the world suddenly turned around tomorrow and done for one day, Philly innocent, all charges dropped, false accusations, it's not really going to fix his life and the damages that have been done. Do you see what I mean? And it almost seems now that it can be a weaponized tool, this targeting, this false accusations, if that's what's case happened allegedly. I'm not saying that's what has happened in the slightest, but what I'm saying is, for this discussion today, we're going to look at it from the possibility of that angle, because there's always two sides to a story. Hang on a second, I was just messaging Queenie because I really wanted her take on this.
Well, again, it's just like cancel culture. I mean, just because somebody says something, it doesn't mean it's true. But like you said, it kills your reputation.
Do you want to talk about cancel culture?
I was trying to go easy with that.
Dude. So before we get started, we're going on our first side quest. Okay, we're going on our first side quest. Because holy shit, bro. Right. So do you know who Asmongold is?
No.
All right. So if I told you that a man who basically like has a shower like twice a month, right, who lives off sodas and has like raccoons that live in the walls of his house, and one time like a cockroach like climbed up his body, and I told you this was one of the most OG legends of the internet, and I'm talking Asmongold refuses to monetize his Twitch channel, okay, and he'll maybe get 200,000 people watching it live. He's massive. That's how famous he is. But he refuses to do it because he doesn't want Twitch making any money from him. So it actually costs Twitch millions of dollars every year for him to stream there, because of how much it costs per stream for the viewers to watch it and how much Twitch is billed for that service, right? So then Asmongold will then take his Twitch stream, cut it into clips, and then monetize it on YouTube, right?
Oh, Jesus.
He's a legend, right? He's an absolute legend. This is the man here. But my God, do you know, it's so funny because the guy does not give two shits. He is, I mean, you need, if you've never heard of Asmongold, go down the Asmongold rabbit hole. But my God, did he gone done's it. So he got one of his channels on Twitch banned the other day because of what he said about Palestinians and Palestine. And it was like, do you know, it was like watching like a family in a car slowly drifting off the road and just going off a ledge, right? Because the way that he said all this, it was so, it was bad. It was real bad. And
Gold, I don't recognize him, but
oh man, he is an absolute legend. But here's the thing: he turned around and said that the Palestinian faith and the religion was inferior, right? And his point was he can't get behind anything that won't allow you to be the person you want to be. Talking about LGBTQ and all this kind of stuff, basically saying that it's oppressive and it's you know, outdated in his brain. But the way that he said it, man, right? It was bad. I mean, it was real bad. And it was bad. Probably the worst take in Asmongold's entire career.
I'm just sad because Kaza just said Megan died, and I thought Megan was a person, and Megan's a plant.
Yeah, no, Megan's not a person. So anyway, look, I advise you all to go down the Asmongold rabbit hole, and then decide for yourself what the outcome should be. But until then, let's have a look and see what is being said by this first individual here regarding FILLY.
But the most recent turn of events changes everything. A girl came out who personally knows FILLY and stated that, contrary to online speculation, he had always respected her boundaries.
I just want to talk about this, and here's my side of the story. Now, before we start, obviously I don't want to air personal business. That's private. We were speaking last year, can't give you really time frames, and rekindled at Misfits. I actually know FILLY, so at least the people that are watching this can have something based on someone that actually knows him and not people speculating and just know him from seeing him on the internet and Girth and Turf.
She said that her experiences with FILLY made her feel comfortable, that they rekindled this year in the Misfits, and that FILLY was fine with her not doing anything sexual with him.
Made me feel comfortable. When we rekindled this year, there was actually, I'm going to make a point of saying this, there was a point where he was like, if you don't want to do anything, if you don't want to...
I'm sorry. Any girls under the age of 12 in this chat have Snapchat? Are you all right, Flames?
Not anymore. He's gone.
Oh, yeah, good. Like, are you all right, mate? Because it sounds like your IP is something that should be on a list of mine, if I'm being honest. There you go, everybody. Everyone who's there you go. All right, let's carry on.
And bear in mind, we'd spoken last year. We'd been seeing each other last year, and even then, he was like, "If you don't want to do anything, if you're not comfortable, we don't have to."
According to her, FILLY never pressured her into doing anything. She emphasized that she didn't believe he was capable of the alleged actions and wanted to present a balanced perspective.
I just want to make a point of, he's never made me feel any pressure, and I think until we've got definitive answers to the question, I'm not discrediting what's happened. I don't know the ins and outs, and probably neither do you. I'm just here to give a balanced side of the story. You know what I mean? Just give you someone that's actually knows him, my side. I don't owe him anything either. You know, he's not asking me to do this. No one's pressuring me to do this. I just want to just say, let's all just calm down for a second until we know all the ins and outs. And my personal experience is that he was fine with me.
Okay, so obviously, you know, people that commit these crimes, they do have a normal life as well. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind. And we're just putting out what I found on this this video, because it seems to me like we're getting into a world now where influencers or people that have got online traction, a bit of clout, whatever, there seems to be a very dangerous underlying world with some women, possibly. And when we have a personal statement like this, so a girl that he's met online, they started seeing each other, she wasn't comfortable doing anything, and yet FILLY was okay with this. There was no pressure or anything like that. Nick, is that what you're saying here? It's called this word here. So are you saying that possibly it was like an act with the blonde girl, and it was more about creating that false sense of security so that it could happen at a later date? Is that maybe what you're trying to say? Because I agree with you on that too. Because sometimes it's more about the build up, the destruction of that trust as well. Right. If that makes sense. Hang on a second, I'm just reading chat.
Yeah, we had some trolls in there this morning.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Don't worry about that. Yes, that's exactly. A lot of people are saying, you know, it's 2024. We can't believe everyone. And do you know what? It's not about believing everyone. Okay, it's about waiting to see what happens through the courts, if that makes sense. Especially when it's somebody who can have. Is that right in saying that? What I'm about to say, I don't think it is. I just think there's certain cases now where, even if there's no charges brought, the damages from accusations can be catastrophic. Catastrophic, basically. What what's your thoughts just from hearing that first? We've got another video as well, which is from the other side, which is someone who knows the lady who's accused FILLY. So,
man, I tell you, it's a hard position to be in because I don't know. I don't know how to interpret that any other way than the way it's coming across. I mean, you got two different sides there, and you know, they both have to prove innocence. You know, sadly enough. I mean, and nowadays, I mean, you've got, you know, the old days it would be as always if a woman always came forward and said something happened, you know, they automatically slam the guy in jail and no questions asked. And nowadays you have some women that sadly, very sadly, will do that just to get back at a guy for either cheating or just, you know, upsetting them or whatever. And then they find out later after the guy's already done 5 years in prison, you know, that there was fraud involved, you know, so it's hard, man. It's a lot to prove.
It's very interesting that you say that. So how about this? How about we put out a question to everyone? Now, this is I watched Married at First Sight, okay? And in this season, there's a woman, right? For legal reasons, we'll just call her Long Face, all right? And Long Face had an argument with her potential husband, right? And as she was walking away, the camera swiveled to her and she said to him, "Oh, how would you like it if I told the cameras about that thing you told me the other night?" And it was something that he had said in private and he didn't want revealed, and it was personal to him. I would imagine as a way of bonding with his new wife. And then later she was called out for it on the couch and she said, "Well, I wasn't actually going to say it. I wasn't actually going to do it, was I?" Now, it raises a question, right, about a certain level of human, right, who is capable of making threats about serious things, right, but they wouldn't actually do them. Do you see what I'm saying? And you have to wonder how many people out there have had this, you know, well, listen, it's your word against mine. You know what I'm saying? Even if it comes up as, you know, no evidence, no charges, the damage will be done.
Right.
It's quite a scary concept, if I'm being honest, because it'll affect a lot more people than I think we're aware of, especially in this new world where we've had a lot of normalization of a lot of kinky work, right? That is quite predominantly dominated in some parts of the world by 20 to 25-year-olds. And I think there's a lot of very money hungry individuals out there that would do some very immoral things legally and non-legally to get a bag. And listen, just if you just tuned in, can we make sure we like and share, push out our little live stream every day? It really helps me out. And we're going to jump into this second video now.
Well, and real quick, just like you can always say, it's a real slim, it's a small sentence. You can ruin a reputation by slinging an accusation, and then once it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
You know, people can throw that one little, "Hey man, did you hear about so and so?"
Yeah.
And look at Diddy. I mean, all this with Diddy started with one accusation, and as it snowballs, and then everything gains credibility, and then people start coming out of the woodwork. So all it started with was one accusation, and now his life is completely blown all to hell. It's his doing. I mean,
that's a really good comparison, right? Because on one hand, we've got FILLY. He's been accused of something, and no one else has really come forward, right?
Yeah.
There's maybe been some, or he was a bit of a dick on a night out, or he was rude. Okay, fair dues. Okay. But Diddy, whoa. I mean, Diddy's the other side of the coin where it's like, looks pretty bad for Diddy. I'm not going to lie. Okay. I'm no legal expert, right? I'm no legal expert, but I'm going to probably say there's a good chance Diddy probably did some stuff, right?
He's in a big kerfuffle.
He's in a big kerfuffle. All right. Kerfuffle. A big kerfuffle. I mean, seriously, there's such a difference. And it's usually what you see in a case like this, or even when the Tates were called out and things like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, wow. So anyway, let's jump into the next part of this video.
This took a more unexpected turn when another individual claimed that Philly had been set up through Snapchat messages. Due to legal reasons, the individual couldn't reveal the identity of the person behind the setup, but the claim stirred even more doubt surrounding the allegations.
Hey bro, I got an update from Australia. You're gonna wanna hear this one, my guy. Someone from Perth hit me up and imagine he showed me the girl. You see this girl? I'm not gonna post her picture because of legal reasons, bro. I am not a dickhead. I'm a bit of a prick. Anyways, so this girl, bro, first of all, let me just say something, yeah? Get this out of the way. I'm gonna say it as nice as possible. You know, for a while, I've seen on social media that black men and a certain type of female, it always ends up wrong. I never knew about this. I've seen it recently, and now seeing this stuff, whoa, you'll probably get the gist of what I'm saying. Now,
But the craziest part of all this was the video a girl released recently. She proposed a strong possibility that Philly had been framed. In the video, she began by apologizing for the incident.
So before I go further into this video, I'd just like to take this time to apologize to young Philly, to apologize to any of his friends, his family, anyone associated with him. And I would also like to apologize to any rappers in the UK who has seen this and has been affected and now feel some type of way about us females in Australia. I deeply apologize. We are not like that. There are certain individuals that like to take things too far, and it gives the rest of us a bad name. I truly and sincerely apologize to all of you guys, and on behalf of everyone in Australia that has sense, we are sorry.
She went ahead to say that the media is concealing who the female is. Then she revealed that the woman was a stripper and sex worker named Emma Byrne.
We're just going to leave it at first name basis, all right? But I'm going to post this video, okay? And I encourage everyone to kind of jump into this a little bit. And give me 1 second. One second.
Countdown 3, 2, no, I'm just kidding.
All right, we have got
elevator music to play in the background. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that was very loud. But what do you guys think? I mean, it's one of those ones. And this individual, okay, this lady that is named by this lady in this video, she goes on to tell us that this woman has done this before to another rapper, okay, where she's false accusations, where she's plotted and planned against him. I don't want to put the lady's full name out on this channel just in case there is some madness that can come back from that. So go and check it out in this video that I've posted. Go and give Dusk a subscription, because it's interesting that this lady's video hasn't gotten traction, and I'm wondering if it's because she named the lady fully, and if there's something in Australia where that's a no-no. And I think personally, 1 second, as I raise my chair, as I just realized I'm awfully low down, when we've got an individual, right, who has not only done this before, but has done this before to the demographic of individual that it's happening to now, we have individuals coming forward with character references like that. The blonde lady that was speaking, who says that she was in situations where things could have happened and her requests were respected. That to me spells fishy, okay? Fishiness, okay? And it's worth keeping in the back of your mind. And again, it's a sad day and age where these sort of things are, I know, Shane, are something that we've got to think about. Now we're going to get on to our Diddy segment in a minute. We've got a community member waiting in the green room. I am just letting her sit back down in her chair and put her headphones on, and I think she'll be good to go. Let's have a look. See, she's sorting her mic. I don't know if she's getting her headphones. There we go. There we go.
I forgot you said you had someone else coming on. I'm like, who's that?
Yeah. No, don't worry.
Not quite who it was.
Yeah, don't worry. I got you. Malene, are you there? Can you give me a wave if you can hear me? Oh, you can hear me. All right, good. All right. Okay, there you go. So I'm bringing you in now anyway. So how are you doing? Welcome to the live stream, and thank you very much for coming and joining us today. I don't know if you can hear me or if you need another minute or what, but just introduce yourself and yeah. Okay, we cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. Oh yeah, see, this is the way it goes with these goddamn live streams. So if you click on settings, right, you will get an audio setting option, and you'll probably have to select your microphone because it can be like that. But that's all right. Listen, hey, I'll just waffle. I'll put us over here, and I'll have a little waffle about this first headline. So don't worry, you'll figure it out. Now, I mean, this is a pretty hardcore headline. Obviously, please as well, people, please share, please like, please help me push out my little show every day. It really does make all the difference. YouTube is beginning its throttle on a lot of the Hollywood stuff. So please do what you can to help my little show. While we all watch Malene struggle in the background with technology, and I still can't hear you. It's all right. You'll figure it out. Don't worry. Can you see the settings button and you can see the audio bit that we're talking about? Yeah, you can see that. Right, okay. Yeah, you'll figure it out. Okay, so Diddy's first underage accuser shares proof he was M-worded by Star at 1998 Hamptons White Party. Oh, God. A man accusing Sean Diddy Combs of assaulting him when he was just 16 I shared a photograph of the pair together at one of the rapper's famous white parties. In a court filing lodged on Monday, the man known only as John Doe accused Diddy of assaulting him in 1998 party with celebrities while celebrities mingled nearby. There existed something sinister, a dark underbelly of crime, trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, and this thing. The court filing stated. Combs is a menace to society, women, children. Diddy denies the allegations against him. The filing also posed potential answers to the questions of all the baby oil found in Diddy's home after his arrest, noting there are allegations of Combs dousing victims in lotions or similar body oil laced with this substance, so that the substance would be absorbed through the skin and would make it easier for them to be assaulted. Damn. Diddy's white parties were once considered the most sought-after invitation on the social scene and were attended by a constant stream of A-list stars. According to the new filing by Tony Busby, that's our boy, who says he is representing as many as 120 credible Diddy victims, it was also central to his alleged offending. He would tell victims he'd tell victims, this is what it takes to become famous. Do you know, we know this. We've heard Bieber say you can't just become famous. You can't just do what we are doing. You can't just do it until you pay the goddamn price. You're right. What are you willing to do to become a star? Oh man. Do you know what's crazy, right? Last night I was making mental lists in my head. And like, how many good actors, how many good singers have gotten to a point in their career and then just vanished, right? How many of them were brought to the table and said, do you want to drink from the cup? And they've went, nah.
Gone. They were out of here.
I'm out of here. And so goes their career. John Doe was 16 and living in New York City when he received a highly sought after invitation to the 1998 White Party in the Hamptons. Oh, I heard a noise. No, I definitely heard a noise. I don't know if it was you. Too. Oh, it was definitely. Malena, you're getting there. I can't hear you. Let me just double check. There's nothing going on here.
I wonder if her plug's not plugged all the way in where her mic goes in.
Yeah, start waggling on cables and stuff. No. Okay. Well, at least everybody in the side chat and you're watching here. This is just a live representation of how technology and humans sometimes just have a falling out. We've all been there. All right. So, wait. Say something.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes. We did it, guys. It was the classic give a while a wiggle.
How
Yeah.
you guys say? Give it a good wank.
Just a
Yeah,
little wiggle,
give it a
little
good
wiggle.
wiggle. Give it a good wiggle. So, listen, welcome to the show. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your research, and
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so hi guys. My name is Marlene. My friends call me Lean, whichever name you guys prefer. Um, I kind of been awake, quote unquote, like you say, as far back as 2007. Um,
And she's
all
gone.
this stuff that's
Oh,
coming
there they are.
out about Mr. Diddy is something that we all known for years. Especially if you dabble a little bit into the hip hop in New York. I'm from New York, of course. I'm in New York City. So my high school was literally half a block away from where Rockefeller building is. And we used to see Jay-Z go eat at a steak restaurant that was right up the block and then go back to his whatever building. But we've known for a long time that Mr. Diddy is a deviant. There's so much stuff that I feel like I feel like this is gonna go the Epstein route, where we're just gonna see who's in front of this whole operation. They're gonna pin it all on him, and they're gonna take him out probably because there's so many powerful people involved
Yeah,
that do not want this man to speak.
yeah,
And
and
of course,
that's the one thing a lot of people don't understand. Uh, is these faceless individuals behind all of this? Like, one thing when it's celebrities, is one thing when it's politicians and things, but it is these darker forces at play. And do you think these are the individuals that pose most danger to Diddy in this?
sorry, listen, let me tell you. Um, I don't know if you guys know who Foxy Brown is. That's the that was a rapper that was signed under Jay-Z. And when she started working with him, she was a minor. Um, and he was, I think, in his late 20s, around there. And I remember actually, I met her, as a matter of fact. Um, and, I got her autograph. She seemed like very sweet, but very young.
Okay.
And when I tell you that, I don't know what is it with these celebrities. If you notice, they all have the same story background. Especially rappers, they come from difficult um, families. They dabble in some, you know, illegal substances sale and things like that. And Jay Z, back then, that was his job. He was involved in all that drug trade and stuff. Now, Foxy Brown, um, it's very sad because what these people do to females in the industry is one of the most grossest thing you can ever think of. The majority get you know they get put into the trafficking situation.
Yeah. Okay.
um
Do
and
you know what? Here's the thing. Do you not think it's almost like invisible trafficking? Because if you're in a girl band, right? Let's say there's 5 of you in a girl band, and your record label saying, right, you're going to go to this party, you're going to go do this concert, you're going to go do this, do this, do this, and along the way, you're doing your job, and then there's after parties, and then there's powerful people you're going to meet here, and then things happen.
right, so this is this sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah,
this is the story. This is the same story, and you're gonna hear it in hip hop, you're gonna hear it in pop music, you're gonna hear it in country music. It's so embedded in the music, that is insane. For example, yes, Kaya from the Pussycat Dolls, she came out outright and said that they were being trafficked, literally. She actually called the band, like woman of the night. I want to say,
Yeah.
they were treated at that, like they were rags, and I felt sorry when I heard, like, not sorry, but it's hurtful to see other women get pushed into this lifestyle. I have a little bit of experience, I would say, because back then I used to model, um, and I got the opportunity to meet two rappers. One is Cassidy, and the other one was Sweet Speeds. Um, and if I tell you that it was, I remember it was a Halloween. My birthday is November 1st, and we met up with them. And when we went there was a bunch of video vixen girls, beautiful all over the place. And we were in like one of those empty building in downtown. And if I tell you that this is how things escalate when you have this man preying upon you, you just want to run out of the situation.
Yeah.
So I've had a little bit of experience with this. It's very, very awful. Oh yeah, actors as well. This is, people need to understand, this is, I don't want to say um that is satanic or demonic. I don't want anybody to say that it's, the whole satanic panic. But if you notice lately, these people have come out blaming. They don't care. They're
Well,
having their shows
yeah, it's
with
true. It's
their
true. It's
with
very true.
with their Sam Smith getting on stage and literally performing rituals on stage.
Yeah.
Katy Perry.
Oh man,
Um,
Katy Perry. Listen,
Let me tell you.
I agree already, right? Because do you not think that Russell Brand seen something and then ran his ass back to the UK, and then they tried to destroy his ass?
Forget.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Queenie, before we go on, let me just introduce Queenie. Queenie, how are you doing? How are you today?
Queenie.
Queenie, are you there?
Hello. Sorry,
How are you?
I don't even know what's going on. I've missed so much. Hello,
All right,
everyone.
all right.
Hi, side chat.
What's up,
This
Billy?
is Malene. This is Queenie.
Nice to meet you, Queenie.
Hi, hello.
And we're just going over some of the research that Lean's done, and we've just spoken about Philly. At the end of this, before we end, I want to get your take on Philly, because there's some updates on that, which I'll happily refresh you with at the end of this, Queenie. But we're looking at Lean's just backing up the fact that what the Pussycat Dolls have said, and what a lot of female artists have said, that they feel like they get passed around, and that there's this sort of hidden agenda that female stars need to be treated this way, if that makes sense. So before we go any further, please like and share, everybody. Queenie, welcome to the panel, and Lean, sorry for cutting you off there, man.
Oh, no. What I was gonna say about Katy Perry is very interesting, because I don't know if anybody remember that when she came out, initially she was doing gospel music, because her background is in, she had very good values, and she loved to sing, and she wanted to sing Christian music, but there's a video clip of her saying that it wasn't happening for her. So she said, I sold my soul. Plainly, like every other artist, I just sold my soul. And now I'm famous. Now,
Can I throw something in there on that one?
Yeah.
A lot. I'm not a big religious person, but a lot of people that when they all say they've sold their soul, you guys got to dig back a little bit. I'm the oldest one here, but that's a saying. I mean, I don't know. met a very prominent member of the LeVay family. Okay, and I have had a couple conversations about like with the Sam Smith thing because we were never on the channel.
Yeah.
And it's symbolism. I mean, it's just like you can have Katie talking about wanting to sing gospel, to say I've sold my
would
soul to
agree
the
with you,
devil.
man. I would agree with you, man. But these people are on national television. They have been primed with what to say. There's no question that's been asked
Listen,
and answer for
I
it.
don't,
You know what, let's
me
roll-
personally, I don't believe all that
let's
hoo
let,
hockey stuff. You know?
let,
yeah, but it's actually
let's roll the clip.
You're doing really well now, but didn't you release a CD like almost 10 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I released a gospel record when I was 15 because I grew up in, a household where all I ever did was listen to gospel music, and my parents are both traveling ministers, and so I kind of sang about, what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced to the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music,
Yeah.
but it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
so
Okay, when these people say these things so casually, people
Yeah.
think that they're joking and just brush it off, because just like Shane don't think that when these people say stuff, they don't
Yep.
mean it. They're telling us stuff, but the way they say it so casually, you're like, oh, whatever. But
Yep.
they're telling you.
it's
Yeah,
also
But
put in their
what
music
they're talking
videos.
about it's a symbolism for what they've sacrificed. It's not doesn't mean they
No.
sat down
We
with.
get your point. We disagree with it. We
they
heard it.
Yeah,
first
no, we
time,
understand
and
what you're
yeah, we
saying.
understand it.
Well,
We
I'm going
don't
to
really
explain why I
we
disagree with it. You got to have a
Yeah.
definition with it. It's not just I disagree with it. It's just
No,
you
I
don't
get
sit
fair
down
and
with
free.
Satan and sign a contract.
Right.
You know?
No, Shane, this is the
Of course you
problem.
do.
Shane, look, this is the problem.
What?
And this is nothing new. Has been happening for years. I'm awful with names, but it'll probably come to me. There was a guy back in the 70s who came out talking about that these people, the majority of them that are in the music business, uh they all have to be initiated witches because they need
Yep.
to learn how
Correct.
to you know eh, perform and you literally make people worship at their feet.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember his name. I'll probably look it up, but there's like a um he did a talk where he said and confirmed that all those rock bands back then, they needed to be witches and warlock, and that the masters, when they were being mixed, they would have a witch or a warlock attach a demon
Correct.
to the disc. And
Correct.
and but basically he said that when you because this was being done, the way these people work is, I'll do all the evil in the world, but I'm gonna get you to agree with it, so then I don't get karma back, basically. So they're attaching demons to masters, and it's not just him that said that. He was like one of the people who said it. Oh, I think his name is John Todd, if I'm not mistaken. But he said that yes, they need to be initiated in witchcraft and in Satanism. All the masters, they have to be mixed, and they attach demons to those mix. So when it goes out, and you have families that are Christian, but then they have their kids playing this music, and they don't even know that they're being attacked. And also, he wasn't the only one who said that. I remember far back an interview with a also a rapper who said that one time they were at the Rockefeller building. They were coming out of a meeting, and by accident, one of them trying to find the bathroom, he went into a room, and in that room in the back, he said that he saw like a very weird altar, and there was somebody performing. He said that he saw that and froze, and that JC came up behind him and told him, what the F are you doing here? Get out, get
Yeah,
out.
wrong room. Yeah, move along. Move
Move
along.
along, get out.
Yeah.
Because those are people that are not ready. Okay? So I understand your point, Shane, but this is nothing new. This is has
correct.
been happening since the inception of Hollywood. And
All
if
right.
you know,
Let's pause there
Hollywood.
for a second. Let's pause there for a
Sorry.
second, right?
Go ahead.
So Shane, yeah, I understand your point because I know exactly the metaphor you're talking about. You know, I feel like I've been working to the bone. I feel like I'm working for the devil. I feel like I've sold my soul, and I get the analogy, right? But when something is said like that passively, right? That's one thing if we're having a conversation between you and I. But when it's these big interviews, that is contractual obligation to the worship side of this. Do you see what I'm saying? That is given the demon, given their masters a little feather in their hat, if you will, like an homage. And somebody in the side chat was talking about the Eye of Horus. Ignore the Eye of Horus. Just focus on the covering of an eye. And we all know all of this that's been on the internet for years. Look at the faces that are involved in some of these pictures here. Look at the cases that are happening now. Look at them all. Okay. And this is again an homage. It is the public knows something we don't. We know something the public don't know, and we have ways of non-verbal communication, and that's a big thing in a lot of covens and witchcraft and things like that.
Right. And also some of the times these artists they do their music video, and whoever puts the concept together, sometimes you will get artists that are very naive to the situation.
Correct.
And then they get put in these videos where literally you can see what's going on. In the case of Katy Perry, she released a song, I think it's called I'm Wide Awake. And when I told you that video is depicting MK Ultra.
Well, here's an interesting one, because this is a Katy Perry concert, I do believe. This video here, right? And listen, and Shane, dude, just spend half an hour Googling satanic rituals on stage. And I'm telling you, the last 2 years, ever since the world came out of lockdown, there is some very questionable things going on stage all around the world. And when you think of, like, for example, if this was like an AC/DC concert with flames and all this, it wouldn't seem so out of place. But I think this is Katy Perry. Let's have a look. I'm muting this, of course. Oh no, this is Sam Smith. And here's Katy Perry.
Yeah. Have you guys noticed how now this year all the symbolism have been on color red? Just this is how these people do it. They have a specific color for a specific rituals. And if you have noticed, every music video that I have seen, including Diddy's promotional for his last album, everything is red.
Well, here I can bring you up.
Yes, I just don't believe in all. It's promotional. It's eye-catching. People don't like to see things with Jesus on it. It's just like God and religion. God and religion, if that was truly to me is one God, everybody would worship this.
Say that again, Shane. You still there, Shane?
Way back with you being Scottish, you got the runes and things like that. You believe you're in your gods. Everybody has a belief. Satan's the same. Like I said, I had this conversation with Sharon LaVey, Anton LaVey, the Church of Satan. I had an hour-long conversation with this, and you would be surprised at what Satanists actually don't believe in. Half the stuff that you guys are looking at right now is not the way it is. It's symbolism.
Correct. Do you know,
it's a belief. It's just what you believe in. Like if I don't believe in God,
we're not talking about modern
Satan,
Satanism, bro. We're not talking about modern Satanism, right? And I know you're wanting to try and get your point over, right? But I just
I
need to
don't have to
repeat
get a
again.
point of it. I mean, that's what I
Let me
believe.
tell you
I think it's a
something.
bunch of BS that people say. I sold my soul to the devil, and I'm gonna be rich for That's a
Yeah,
bunch of
nah,
crap.
man, you're sounding cuckoo,
Listen,
right?
Shane,
Because
trust me.
this is older than modern
This is-
Church of Satan.
Yes.
The modern
You know-
Church of Satan is one thing, and those who follow modern satanic practices in a commercial and broad sense have nothing to do with this conversation.
But if it was something that would be, we would all be burning at the altar and all that kind of stuff on a
Correct.
daily basis.
You're right. And that's exactly why the 1% of the world own 99% of it. It's a very well kept secret. Magic is something that they don't want you knowing exists. And your blatant sort of disregard of ancient rituals and things that are older than you and I can comprehend. The things that are going on are way older than the modern conception of Jesus or Islam or Judaism or any of that. It predates all of this, right? So when we talk about modern Satanism, they don't get it because they ain't part of the club.
Exactly. And let me tell you,
everybody has their own right to believe what they want to believe. I believe it. I think it's a bunch of hockey. It's magic. It's just like magic. Every magic trick listen.
Listen, let me tell you something very quickly.
Clueless about it.
Let me tell you something really quickly.
Sorry, bro.
Okay.
Do you
Sorry, man.
you know the Balenciaga ad where they had those children with very suggestive
we did a whole
teddy
thing on it. We're
bears,
familiar
right?
with
And
it.
also not only that, where they had tape on the floor spelling the word Baal, which is the name of their ancient Canaanite. These people sacrificed their firstborn to this deity back then, and all these 1%ers are tracing their DNA all the way as far as back as them. They follow that religion. They
I just want to see
perform
these
those
deities.
rituals.
I want to see these gods. I want to see these bad people that do all this stuff. Show me somebody.
Why? Why would they show you something? Like, why would they?
I mean, it's I don't know. I just think it's a bunch of hockey. So.
Well, here's the thing. I thought all religion was hockey until I had my religious experience, and I follow my religion
different things.
You physical representation of the deity that I follow. So you coming in here and saying all this is hockey, you don't believe in magic, all of this stuff. That's the central point of my religion, and I find it incredibly offensive that you write off that stuff that I have a deep belief in. So let's just put it all to one side and just welcome Lady Letitia to the show. How are you doing this morning, Lady Letitia?
I'm doing great. How is everyone? Hello, Queenie, Ron, Shane, and Lena.
Hello.
Lena, nice to meet you, lady.
Nice to meet you as well.
Gorgeous lady. Look at that. Oh my
You
God.
are too.
Oh no. Thank you. Absolutely stunning.
What are we talking about, Ron?
Your favorite subject, the almighty legends of blood magic and demonic worship from throughout history and how it reflects in modern society and pop culture.
You know,
I knew you were talking about that.
Yeah. No, Shane, Shane, I understand what you're trying to say, but remember in the Bible, the best trick the devil has is to make sure that you don't believe that he's existing. And the fact that when everybody did the research during the Balenciaga mess, and they found out that these people are very much attached to the war in Ukraine, where they are destabilizing. This is what they do. They destabilize countries so they can get their hands on children. Okay? Trafficking right now around the world, it's one of the most evil and more lucrative for these people. They make a lot of money off this.
It was 36 billion a year was the last
it's terrifying.
The last total from that I'd looked in. I mean, it's ridiculous amount. I mean, it might be 3 billion. I'm pretty sure.
And when you have the head of Balenciaga on his Instagram posting all this satanic imagery, where he had models that literally looked like children that are being trafficked in very disgusting positions. We cannot dismiss that. It's happening, Ron, whether you believe it or not. I mean, Shane, whether you believe it or not, but it's happening, and
I
we need
understand,
to
but you know
expose
what?
it.
The way I
We
look
have
at
to
it, if I don't believe in
expose it.
God, when I die, I'm going to dirt. I'm not going to go to heaven. I'm not going to be dancing around a bunch of angels or burning in the qualms of hell. So why would I believe anything else that deals with that? And why other people, say they do something? But I don't. I mean, if that's what they believe, that's cool. And Ron, I didn't mean to insult you about your beliefs. I think your beliefs are amazing, and some of
Yeah,
the
but
stories
you
that all
can't
go with
understand
it.
me. You're at a point where every time you open your mouth, you're repeating yourself. Right? We
Well,
get
I'm trying to get the
that
same
you're not
point
religious.
across.
We get that you're not religious. We get that you don't understand that things can be older and there's maybe the possibility of powers and deities out there that you don't believe in. And I respect it and I understand it. It's just I feel like we spent a lot of time on this, and it's one of those things that a vast majority of people believe in a hidden cabal.
And a lot of
And
people don't. I mean, that's okay. That's completely fine, right?
I understand that too, yeah, and that's why I said when you made your initial point that I understood that what you were saying.
Yeah, Shane, if you have a little bit of time, do a research on the castle of, I think it's called Mother of Darkness in Switzerland. Is that what it's called? The huge castle where the world elites do their ritual, where they have there was a huge, that was one of the biggest case back then.
Yeah.
um where they discovered that there was a network trafficking children. It got so bad in Switzerland when this happened. I think it's in Switzerland. And it's a castle. I think it's called Mother of Darkness. And when I tell you that you, I think there's a story of a couple that went to visit, and the girlfriend went and knocked on the door, and the husband never saw the girlfriend. They took her inside the house, and that was it. And he had no way of proving that they took his wife because the police wouldn't touch it. That's how powerful these people are.
Yeah,
They
I
don't
believe.
care. They really believe,
When I say I
and
don't
that's
believe in
tough.
God, I believe there's something. Do I believe it's a God by the name Jesus Christ or whatever? I don't know because I was never taught anything like that.
Yeah,
But I've never.
Jesus was the son of God. All right.
I know who that is. I'm just saying I've never
Allegedly.
was involved in anything religious, and as I've grown up in things I've done research on myself, nothing has ever proved to me otherwise. And the things that happened thousands of years ago, that may have been, and none of us know where it came from, where it originated from. So I'm just saying. I mean, I don't knock anybody's belief in that. I just don't believe it myself that an artist sits down with somebody and signs a contract saying, I want to be rich and wealthy and you're going to get my soul when I die. I don't believe there's anything after death like that. So that's why I'm saying, why would I believe in that if I don't believe in the afterlife?
Yeah,
You know what I
All
mean?
right, let's leave
That's
it
what I'm
there.
trying
I
to
Let's leave
say.
it there.
understand
When
what you're saying.
we get to the fourth time of someone just repeating themselves, there's no
Okay,
helping.
dude, that's
All right.
cool. I'm
Let's just
I'm good.
let's
Y'all just chit chat. I'll
move on.
listen. I
Okay.
ain't gonna say no more.
Yeah, let's move on when we're just at that stage.
I'm
So
not going to be
listen,
right any way we cut it, so it's it doesn't matter.
yeah. So say that again.
So I'm not going to be right either way we cut it. So just go right ahead. I'll listen.
No, you're not wrong. You're right for having your opinion. It's just it's the same. You're getting handed multiple explanations and giving us the same feedback. So there's no change in your mind. There's no educating you on it. So we'll
Right.
move on. But
Everyone believe is their own. So
Thank
if he
you. That's
doesn't
all I'm trying
believe,
to
he
say.
doesn't believe.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we
Right, that's
respect
what I
your.
got.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's all good. You're allowed to have your own opinions. It's just we're wasting a lot of time going round in a circle. That's all. So Balenciaga, okay, it's been mentioned here. Shane had mentioned as well that we did a series of lies 2 years ago now, Shane. Not last year, it was 2 years ago when this all broke. So if you go over to the Project Root channel, you will find my series, We Sincerely Apologize, all about Balenciaga and their fantastic choices in advertising France and its absolutely overwhelming liberal views on what the R word is, age of consent and all that. It's a good watch. But we were on the point of Katy Perry and how basically a lot of these girl bands and individuals seem to be treated like sex workers. They're trafficked around under the guise of parties and intimate bookings and all this kind of stuff. It's been said for over 7 years by the Pussycat Dolls. There's multiple female stars and others, male stars as well, that have claimed.
There
And
are
even yourself, you're saying that you'd met some rappers and it opened your eyes to a lot of things. So just
What's going on with Katy Perry?
listen, also I will really recommend everybody to check out the year that she performed on the Super Bowl. That year, her representation was the Whore of Babylon. She comes out on top of a lion dressed in all red. And if you see the symbology on that performance was crazy. She came out representing the Whore of Babylon that year. Okay. Beyonce, when she did hers the first time, it was the repetition of twins, basically Gemini worship.
Yeah.
And they all say it. All these artists, they say it. There are pictures right now on Twitter of Diddy literally performing a ritual where there's a girl on the table with food on top, and she's being burned by wax, candle wax, and they're drinking some mixture. Those pictures are crazy. They're all dressed in white, and there's a naked girl on the table, and they're all feasting on top of her. It's not that, you know, we don't believe, I understand people don't believe it or not, but they do. And when you give power to something that you know it's demonic, they're corrupting our children. We're, it's crazy. These people believe in that stuff. So the fact that Diddy was allowed to do this for so many years is terrifying. This man had the New York Police Department on his pocket. Mayor Adams, as a matter of fact.
Do you not find that very suspicious timing? Do you not find it was very suspicious timing of the mayor's arrest?
Oh, listen.
I have a question.
It's hilarious.
Hang on, yeah. 1 second.
Go ahead.
So what I've been hearing lately with P. Diddy is that pretty much what she was just saying, that it's been going on for so many years. Why, and I've asked you this before, Ron, why the celebrities and all these people kept quiet all these years? They're starting to be called out and to be accountable for Diddy's mess, like Beyonce allegedly, and Jay-Z. They knew, but they were complicit. They didn't say anything. They just kept it a secret.
Because
more celebrities are going to come out that knew that Diddy was doing this to kids.
They let me see. They found tunnels.
They're doing it there, so why would they come out?
Well, yeah, okay. So first of all, we need to watch exactly who we're talking about. Okay, the alleged leaders of the Illuminati are throwing cease and desist orders out like they're candy, right? So we need to be very careful. We can just refer to them as the leaders of the Illuminati, Leanne.
The leaders, okay.
Yeah, if you know who I'm talking about, right?
Right.
Right.
What's her name on stage? Sarah something or other. Her and her husband, right? Okay.
Okay.
Ones that do an awful lot of this in the Super Bowl, if you know what I'm saying. Okay.
Not only that, there's a video out there of them of one of their tours. I think it's called On the Run, and there is a ritual that they did before they went on stage, where Beyonce and him, they were, oh sorry, excuse me, allegedly, but it's in video though. It's in video.
That's
You
okay.
can, everybody can see
Okay,
it.
yeah, okay. We're talking about facts. That's all right.
Right.
Okay.
So they're both doing this. Like she is grinding her teeth and this, which eh, everybody thinks is the diamond
Let me
of
let me ask you a question. Right? Do you not feel like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, the rock world, right, was at the central of all of this? Okay. And it almost had a place in rock, if you see what I mean, with Iron Maiden growing up, Megadeth, all these bands. It was very sort of deathly depictions, and it kind of worked with the music, right? So when we come forward in time, it feels awfully out of place now in this modern hip hop world, in pop, and all of this. So you can only, in my mind, when we look at pop and we look at modern hip hop and rap, all of that's quite new generation music in the grand scheme of, you know, humans, right? So then we have to look at where the money's being made, and it's like the new cash cow, the new trendy scenes, the new music is where it's going to start appearing. And for me, it's just telling. It's just a telling path of how where the money is, where the worship will be, what's going to work the biggest, and all of this.
Well, let me ask you a quick question. You're talking about music, right? So I grew up listening to Megadeth, Metallica, death metal, things that most Satanist people listen to. But I didn't worship anything like that. I just liked the music. I like the tone. I like the bass.
Yeah.
I like the, you know.
Yeah, me too.
So it's won't go back on the other topic, but I'm just saying it's symbolism. It's something to believe in.
Correct.
It's not wrong to believe in anything, but that's what I'm saying. I didn't turn out
I
and go a
wouldn't
specific direction.
I wouldn't even say it's symbolism and like it's something to believe in.
Right.
Like I didn't believe in Iron Maiden or Eddie or any of these characters.
I mean, just the messages they tried to convey that used to play them backwards, and you could hear satanic music and things like that.
Oh, there's loads of that.
Again, I didn't believe in any of that. I just enjoyed the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like,
I wasn't there for any of that either. I was there for the music, but at the same time, information travels differently from when I was listening to Iron Maiden to how information travels now.
Right?
And it's weird because, like I say, it almost feels like its place is the rock industry, if that makes sense. But I don't think that half of the bands were in it for ritualistic anything. I think it was just a lot of the time it was for the scene, and there is 100% that factor. But it seems very out of place now in a Katy Perry concert, or like the alleged king and queen of the Illuminati being on stage and doing symbolism. It all seems a bit weird, right?
What was the one band's name that was nothing but, was it Scorpion or one of the bands that met the people and they never knew they were a Christian rock band until you really broke down the words and listened to it? You know, who was that? I can't remember who it was. Do you remember who it was, Ron?
I can't remember the name of the band.
But you know what I'm talking about, and they literally sounded like every other satanic band out there, but they weren't.
That's the thing. But then you've got to look at weighing up the success of that band, and then looking at the Kardashians, Kanye West, the leaders of the Illuminati. Do you know how much? Right? Do you know how much Beyonce's husband is worth? Do you know how much he's worth? Like,
Listen,
$1 billion.
I have
three billion, close to 3 billion. How? What's he been up to? What has he been up to? 3 billion.
I think he has a dispensary.
3 billion.
Yeah, but look at Elon.
But it's not
Elon's worth $250 billion, but he's not
know,
a Satanist. You know.
I actually know for a fact. Well, for a fact, but I'll say allegedly here. His money is also being made in another industry that not a lot of people know. This is why JC has been very, very, very quiet, because he was in business with Diddy, and he got involved in I would say in the adoption business for celebrities. So his money, all of that money is not just
Oh yeah, no,
from
I
all
get
the
it.
stuff
I
he got.
get it. I get it, right?
It's also the other stuff.
Of
And
course.
Diddy, for example, they're best friends. They know each other's secrets. Okay. And I would say everybody,
Yeah.
the main person, one of the main persons that needs to fall, and it has to happen, is Mr. Clive Davis, his
Yeah, I
mentor.
believe that myself. He is
His
evil just as
mentor.
a person.
Okay, this man is evil. I don't know how you cut it. How you allowed a Grammy party to go on when one of the artists that made you so much money for so many years dead in her hotel room, and you continue to party? This man is a monster. And
Oh yeah.
him and all those billionaires and all those executive of record labels, they all indulge in those parties. They're probably compromised because Diddy had cameras, I think even on the toilet. They're compromised. All of these people are compromised. Okay? He's very just the fact that he had the New York Police Department on his pocket. The reason why he's so close with Mayor Adams is because before Mayor Adams became who he is now, he happened to stumble upon a case of a John Doe uh, that went to the prison and said so and so abused me, which was Mr. Diddy, and Diddy got wind of it and told Mr. Mayor, if you help me now and bury the situation, I will fully support and put money behind your campaign and you will become the mayor of the city. Remember, after that happened, Mayor Adams gave Diddy the key of the city. So these people are on cahoots.
Yeah, it's so sus. And I don't know if you got a chance to answer when I said to you, there's a suspicious timing of the mayor's arrest, right? We have to all question the timing of that.
Yes. Actually, I can tell you one thing though about why this happened with Mayor Adams. So back when they all these cities, sanctuary cities, were getting the migrant
Migrants.
and filling up New York City to the brim, because he said initially, yes, you all come to New York City. And then when he saw that the city was so overwhelmed to the point of like veterans, people that need service, couldn't get anything because they were giving everything to these people. And Mayor Adams was pushing to give illegal migrants credit cards with over $5,000.
Yeah, do you know your point there is something that I said as well, Lean, is for years in America, and I'm sure Shane, you've got investment in this too. And in the UK, we've got veterans, we've got EMT, we've got ex-police officers, traumatized people that put their life on the line for the country. And for years, we've not been able to figure out their homelessness, and they're making them stable, right? But as soon as the migrant issue comes over, it's solved in seconds. And I'm telling you now, man, it is.
This is depressing. It's depressing. The fact that because these people, I'm sorry, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat, and I'm not injecting politics in this because it doesn't matter what
Lainey, I'm
party
not a
you
Democrat
are.
either, so you're
This
good.
is wrong. This is wrong. They all pretend to be this philanthropists, yes, come to my city. But the moment the migrants start stepping on their stopping ground, that's when they have a problem. That's where, like, oh no, you cannot stay here. There was a situation a couple of years during the initiation of the Biden presidency, where some migrants, excuse me, happened to stumble upon the rich area of Martha's Vineyard, which Obama owns now. And all those migrants were coming there to those mansions, and they made a whole stink about it. No, we don't have the resources, we can. They all came out with boxes and were like, here, take this and go to another place. You can't come here. So that's one of the problems that these people have. They pretend to care, they pretend to say that oh, they're just here for to work, they're just here. No, miss me with that stuff. When you're having 12-year-olds being molested, when you cannot even walk. I haven't been in downtown New York for over 3 years. I'm terrified. New York City doesn't look like New York City. It is awful. It's awful what these people do. And they don't care. They pretend like they care. It's all about money. And right now, these people are um you know oversaturating the cities with these migrants so they can have them vote. They're doing the most to get these people to start voting. Why? Because right now African Americans, they're not their priority. Now the migrants are the ones that are going to keep us on power
You
for
have to
years and
question
years to
that.
come.
You really have to question that when you have a government, right, who mass packs in a whole new population into an area, and then I don't know if anyone knows, but there's something happening in about 3 weeks in America that's quite defining, being the election.
Right.
And to vote. Letitia, I can't hear you. There we go.
I thought they were busing these people out to these places.
Oh
They
yeah,
were putting them on buses, and
oh, they were flying too.
Planes,
Flying.
boats, trains, hovercrafts.
And you know what's crazy? There's a video of a lady confronting one of the TSA and asking, how come me as an American have to go through all this checking, but all those migrants, they get to walk through security, get on a plane, and being put in whatever city. And if you notice, they're packing all these people into the battleground states. New York
They're
City.
packing them into those states, but they're packing them into schools, into hospitals. And here, I just want to make it clear to everyone who's watching this, right? We're not talking about, your grandparents who came over to America and done it all legally and everything's kosher. And we're not talking about the people who are coming over legally to America or the UK. We're talking about this very suspicious mass influx of a very specific demographic of individual into key areas from my country and in the US. I'm just talking about facts. I don't even give a rat's ass about whatever side of political party you're on. Okay, I couldn't care. But when it comes to basic data and numbers, when it comes to the voting game, nothing matters more than numbers. Now, just put a pin in that now. So I just want to say thank you for sharing that, Eileen, because that's something that I wanted to touch on. I watched something.
Oh, really quick. Also, that I forgot to mention on the mayor and Diddy situation.
Oh yeah.
You asked me why right now, what timing now. So I was telling you, Mayor Adams, allow all the situation to get under control, and he went to ask. I think Biden that we need more money, we need more resources for these people, and Biden kind of like was like, well, deal with it. I'm not giving money, because they don't really care about Americans. So what happened was
I don't agree.
right, because he started going on TV saying, you know, right now the government needs to help us and we're overwhelmed. And he started criticizing the Biden administration. So then I honestly believe that they went after him now because he was making us think about the migrant situation.
Very
They
likely.
didn't like it, so they're handing his ass.
I'll be honest with you when
now.
I say this wholeheartedly. I don't give a rat's ass about American politics. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the Americans out there. You're in the same situation and boat that we are in the UK and in most of the developed world, where we can vote all we want, people. Okay, but these are merely puppets. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
the
one of those
sad thing is, depending on who ends
That
up
was
in office, could
right.
could ruin the end of the world. So it's
Right.
crazy how it's all going to end up, but we'll see.
I've just,
Right.
it's not that I don't care. I've just given up, man. I
know,
have,
No, it's true.
I have
too.
given up.
It's true.
Like I was trying to follow, like when when Trump was almost getting assassinated, like every week. That was like, whoa, this I'm paying attention now because whoa, right?
And you want to hear something ironic? You guys are all talking about this voting thing, and Lainey, I don't know if you know, I'm in a nursing home recovering from an injury, but the lady walked in here and asked if I wanted to vote. They were going to do an absentee ballot, and I said, "Hell yes, get me a ballot." But it's weird because you guys are talking about it, and somebody
wow.
comes in here and asks me if I wanted to vote. And I'm going,
That's
okay.
Really?
That's
Trump's
very
got my room
interesting.
bugged.
That's
Interesting.
manifestation or tiny
Oh, you know
microphone.
what's funny? You know what's funny? During the 2020 election, this was hilarious. There were people, apparently, there were some ballots that came back from people from 1880
Oh
that
yeah,
are super dead, that
yeah,
they're
super
voting.
dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
It's interesting. There's a lot of theories about it, and also as well. This is the last point we're making on politics today, people. How come, if it's a voting system, the person with the most votes doesn't just win? Why are there states that have, like, your vote's more powerful in one state compared to another state? I don't get it. Like, if
Dude,
It has to do with the people. It has to do with
you have an electoral
The
college, and you
delegate,
got by
delegates.
population. Yeah, you got by
I
population.
wasn't actually looking for an answer. I don't care, right? But all I'm saying is
I'm
it
gonna
just
smack you.
Don't ask question then, Ron.
it just seems mad, right? Because it just seems all set up in a way that it makes great television.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Elections make great television.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's almost like you've got like the stars of the election, which are the big states, like the ones that I'm talking about, and then you've got like the co-actors who are the rest of America. And it confuses the hell out of me. And I know you can explain it, right? And I'd be happy to listen. But
Yeah.
because
No, but
No, you're right.
artist
Just
Diddy,
everybody
for
vote.
example, Diddy is involved in politics.
yeah,
This is he made sure that Mayor Adam got the to be the mayor.
Yeah.
But I think not only that, because of the case that he swept under the rug for Diddy, they kind of became friends. He went to their parties. My God, he went to the. This is how they do it. And then so going back to Diddy and how they work is, you know, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. And he was trained to do what he did. Why you think they call him the Epstein of hip hop? Because he was doing the exact same thing that Epstein was doing. So he learned this stuff because it wasn't that when he came into the music business, yes, he was, a crazy person already. But once he got money, once he got power, once he got status and being around all these billionaires, all these rituals and all these silly stuff they believe, that's what he learned and put it into practice. It's just crazy to me. How is it that I don't understand? I don't think I think the music business is demonic. I'm sorry, they're demonic. The fact that everybody's quiet.
I think you've got a very large group in what I refer to as this cabal. Okay, and it's not just music; it's film. It's anything where they can
It's
profit.
media, just
Right. Right.
entertainment, Ron.
And here's the thing, Shane. This is a really key point to all this, right? If we all knew, okay, the real secrets of the world, whether it's positive or negative influence and magic, there wouldn't be a slave race to profit off for these demonic individuals. They need us thinking that none of this is real. They need us worrying about taxes and our rent and all of that. So that
Super Bowls.
their little group can keep the secret and keep profiting from. There ain't no $3.2 billion of wealth if we all know how to generate our own system. But you have to look into mass worship and how projecting and creating a deity works. Because if we look at just data, Shane, right? Just data, and we'll take Jesus as our prime piece of data. If we look at Jesus on paper and we just look at, okay, so these people believe in him and they have faith in him and they project all this energy towards him as data, it's the exact same data as celebrity. It's the exact same data now as the Kardashians. Whether you realize it or not, it's not a faith and it's not a worshiping. You're not going to church. You're just going to your phone. You're going to a screen. The new altar, the new way to suck the energy from us all. And
right.
so when we look at it like that, Shane, that's the big mystery, because it really starts adding up that there's something we all don't know, whether it's what you believe or what I believe. There's something going on, right? And
I said that. I said that there is something there, but it's everybody has a different belief of what it is, and that's why.
No. That's not my point, man. That's not my point.
I thought that's exactly what you just said.
Beating a dead horse with this. So when you look into mass worship, Shane, is what I'm saying. We have to take into account that there's got to be something going on that, like I say, we don't know about, and
that's exactly what I said. Yeah,
this is what it is. It's what is called the sleight of hands. These people do not expose their own unless there's something they want. They harvest energy out of us, okay, to achieve their goals.
Think of it as like
however
battery.
they want.
Think of it as batteries, Shane. You know, when you see car batteries rigged together and jerry-rigged to store or produce energy from like a survival point of view. You know I'm talking about, like from an alternator, right?
Yes.
Think of it like that. And that's the best way of looking at it. Just think about a fan base being like little energy points, and the more of them that you have, the more energy you've got to play with.
Yes.
Frequency, Ron. The word that you want is frequency.
Until you overload the system and it blows. That's not how a battery system works. But anyway.
No, well, you link. You need. There's other mechanical things that need like this.
I know.
Like
you remember what I did for a living, right?
Yeah. But I know. First, if you spin an alternator one way, it will charge a battery.
Yeah, you got different charge direction, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, but that's a hard.
Yeah,
Again, we're
good.
agreeing to disagree. I mean, we're on the same point, but it's again, you were almost saying what I was saying. It's just what people believe is going to be different. And that's just the way it goes,
Right.
No, well, yes and no. And what I'm saying is what some people believe has no relevance because they don't understand the true meaning behind belief, intent, and all of that. And it's what we've been systematically conditioned to not believe in this world. That is what these people seem to believe in, if that makes sense. And it's just one of them, man.
Yeah, what's a good example of harvesting energy?
Yeah.
It is the Travis Scott concert. Okay, think about how people that were on the crowd that night were saying that throughout the entire day before the concert started, they were playing this low vibrational music that some of the people were saying that they felt suffocated in the environment. And if you notice his logos and stuff is an open mouth, which is like a portal to the underworld, basically. And when the stampede happened, that people were suffocating and dying,
Yeah.
he was on stage doing that same low vibrational music as these people were dying. Okay. And oh yeah, that was a good comment. Monsters Inc. is a perfect example. See how they had to go terrorize little kids and their scream generated battery, let's say, for them. Is the same thing with us. We're practically batteries for these people to do whatever they want, and they keep us divided, fighting about stupid stuff that we shouldn't be
Amen.
uh, do
Correct.
worry about. And
Correct.
while they are taking children out of the whole migrant situation and trafficking, meanwhile everybody's in the other side worrying about, oh, the Super Bowl, who's going to
Yeah,
perform.
it's distractions. It's distraction.
Distraction.
Divide and conquer. But before you go any further, Queenie, what are you doing down there? What are you up to? You just hanging out down there today.
I'm just listening to you guys. You know, I'm just listening.
Give us some insight into what you've been listening to. Is there anything you want to comment on, or as any of this that you want to give your opinion on?
You know, Ron, I told you from the other day that we're in a spiritual warfare, and it's a battle that.
Everything sounds so much better when you
Sorry?
say it. Everything sounds so much better when you say it. We're in the spiritual
No.
warfare, Ron. Yes, you did. Hell yeah.
I love it. I love how you said it.
Carry on, Queenie. Carry on.
No, I did. I've been telling you this for a couple of weeks. Well, it's been a while now. I've been telling you that this is we're at the edge right now. We're literally we're so close because the good people on the good side may feel that we're losing, but we're not. Hence why they're going so hard and doing all manner of evil. You see them trying to get more of the little people that they need so much more of, because we the adults are seeing, our eyes are opening to all the demonic stuff that we've been watching. They're pre-programming us to see certain things. So you're like, oh, that's okay, that doesn't mean anything, while the music, the movies, everything, they're so low vibrational, then they're sucking, they're draining us. See, Lena said something that was so powerful just now. That red is crazy. You see how that man portrait was red, and I told you, oh my God, run. I put a message in what's it called, Telegram the other day. I had a vision, and everything was like red, and I told them in Telegram what I saw, and I don't want to say it on live here, but I feel that's what's happening and what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Ironically, what we're watching on the screen here, the guy with the black eyes, he's not part of the problem. Okay, it's the words on the screen you want to read, and the fact that he's talking about depictions of Satanism throughout music, where we're not known. People don't realize they're attending black masses effectively, and I know you're going to want to chime in on that, Lean. So the whole concept of the black mass at a concert. You got anything you want to throw in?
Oh yeah. Let me give you guys a schooling on this one.
Okay.
So right now, at this moment, what is happening in the world right now? We are literally, these people are in the process of performing one of their most biggest rituals on us again. bigger than COVID, than the Jabi situation. So they're invoking the let's say the horsemen of war.
Mhm.
And when these
Mhm.
colors, when these artists are having all these videos, everything is red, everything is blood, everything is dark, and they're sucking in the energy out of us because we are granting them to use us as batteries when we listen to their music, when we watch their videos. All they're literally they involve us in those rituals. This is why they don't get karmic, you know, retribution, is because their
They're
ritual.
outright without it. They listen. The reason for that, most people probably won't understand, is that they're in plain sight and they're not hiding. They're telling us. So it's not like they're tricking us into anything. We are willing participants basically because they're
Exactly.
telling us, and we are subjecting ourselves to their will basically.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes.
So
So
that's the reason why nothing is coming to them. They won't get retribution. But once we've opened our eyes to the knowledge and the understanding of what's happening in front of us, then their retribution. Hence why they're going so hard, because retribution is up on them now. It's
oh
coming
yeah.
towards them. It will be
Yeah.
good over evil every single time. And
But
we
you know
Yes.
have
what?
to
You know what's
believe and
interesting?
know that.
I
Yes.
think you've nailed it. And you know what I think is really interesting? I was saying this to Shane. It seems like they stepped up their game after lockdown, right? And I'm just realizing, well, of course they're stepping up their game because of how much energy was lost, right?
Yes.
They needed to come back
Yes.
hard and like, do you know what I'm saying? And suck it all out. And you know, it's incredible. But listen, if you're sitting watching this and you're like, oh my God, I'm starting to realize that maybe there's some crazy evil forces at work in the world. How can I protect myself? Do you know what I'm saying? Just understand that all the good stuff exists as well. It's just when you have an entire planet full of people who, what I choose to believe, have been lied to about the existence of things that have existed for all of time. Things that have been alive and died, entities that have never been alive and have existed for years on different planes, dimensions, whatever you want to call it, ghosts, spirits, angels, whatever works for you. Put that title there. But when we start looking at how conditioned we are to believe none of this is real, okay, that science has got all of our answers, and if you want to find a divinity, here's a choice of three. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And when I've applied things that would have me burnt at the stake for being a witch or being declared a heretic, and I've seen improvements in my world and my outer self as well as my inner self. And the more that you put your intent and belief into something and the more that it works, I can understand how celebrities and deities and all these individuals can twist and shape their own worlds, positively or negatively. And I think people, when you have experiences that change your perception on things, and even a brain like mine that is a data hungry monster and just strips away humanity from things and looks at data points, and we see these repeating patterns, we have to start asking ourselves, especially with a case like Diddy, right? How much of this is going to be exposed and how many people are going to be sacrificed in the name of keeping it hidden? So I think
Yeah, no, they have us distracted with it, with severe I feel like, in all honesty, and to your point, Ron,
yeah.
about the everything that happened during 2020, I believe that that sit down and that staying in home woke a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
I honestly believe that they thought that getting us all
Yeah.
locked up and unaware, the moment we sat down and we paid attention, it I feel like it backfire on them, because now people are waking up, which is important.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
important.
I think that what they underestimated people spite researching the truth. They underestimated people going, nah, and nah, there's got to be more to this, and just picking away at labels. And it certainly created, it created a generation of all you need is a phone to have a podcast and have a voice and do all of these things. And a lot of people.
Well, the point now, Ron, is we're waking up, but we need to stick together. We have to, if we stick together, then we will get the head of the snake. If we don't stick together, the head of the snake will be there. They will just get another Diddy to continue doing their job. So we need to be on it.
They're puppets. They're puppets. They're owned by their masters. They are they're basically, they have to do anything and everything because I gave you all this money and now I own you. So now Diddy Diddy was for sure working with the feds, because that was the same thing. This is nothing new. This goes back to the operation of I forgot the original name for the in MK Ultra situation, where they are creating these famous people to be basically MK Ultra, to the point. I would say Britney Spears is one of the cases that I go back to when it comes to this. Is they're brainwashing this artist. They're putting them in all these drugs. They end up, and what I would never understand is these people have so much money. These people, according to what we see, because I honestly believe all is smoke and mirrors, because when they die, their money seems to like evaporate. They die broke.
Really good point.
They die broke. They die in very pitiful, situations. And then you have the people that are in charge taking advantage of of their situation. They get them hooked on drugs, and every time one of them die, it's the same story.
Okay.
Just carry on, Lee. That's just the world existing around Queenie in the background there.
Yeah. No, so
sorry about that. That was my son. Sorry.
Oh, no worries, Queenie. Yeah, Queenie, I wanted to ask you because I may not, I'm very young in certain things, but what you say about all of this being spiritual, I think it is. And the fact that they are making people, I don't know if you guys knew, but the queen and king of the Illuminati, the queen happens to have people worshiping her in a freaking church.
Yeah, that is a. Do you know what? That's a topic for another day. I want to dive into the factual evidence of the king and queen one day, because there is some weird things. The church of the B word, right? That's what it's called, right?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, how can you get the masses in that state to the point where you have a church?
Listen, I understand that a lot more than I understand. And I've forgotten his name again, right? But the leader of the Lost Prophets, he had his fans literally bringing their babies for him to abuse. Just Like, just wrap your heads around it. When we talk about the influence, the brainwashing, do you know how? Here, I'm gonna go off on a fucking rant here. Here we go. Right. So, I'm going to sum this up for all the people who do think, oh, you can't brainwash people and all this. Have you ever been to a goddamn hypnosis show? Right? And they take a bunch of people up on stage and they want to see who's susceptible to being hypnotized, right? And it's usually about 25%, 20%, and everyone goes back to their seats and they stay up on the stage and the hypnosis begins, and maybe one or two of those people don't get hypnotized, so they're sent back and they're left with the susceptible people, right? Let's assume for a second then it's possible, right, for a second, that music, subliminal messaging, visuals, and a weak mind, and I don't mean of intelligence, I don't mean of spirituality, I mean there's a good chance that you've just got a receiver some people do not have a receptor for, okay? It's and remove weak or anything like that from it. I can't explain it, right? But the easiest way for me to summarize something like this is through hypnosis, because that is happening all the time, okay? Have you ever just seen a diehard fan? Like obsessed fans, obsessed. Sure, you've got the really healthy obsessed fans that are they just love the artist and all the rest of it. But then you've got ones who seem to take it to the next level. And it's almost like these ones that take it to the next level are ones who can meet the artist at the back door and get a signature, and they're VIPs at every one of the events and all this. It's almost like they stand out in a way, right? But for me, there is so much that goes on in the modern world of actual science that shows us how we can be conditioned. There was a TV show called Darren Brown, okay? And he proved that he could hire the best marketing group in the world, okay? Have them come to his office and draw a design that he could place in their head, okay, by the journey he made them take, okay? And what they would see on the way. And he went and he said, listen, I want you to do me a logo for a veterinary company that deals with pets after they die. And they were like, no problem. And they drew like a bear with a harp on a cloud with these golden gates. And he had already drawn that beforehand. And he put that in their brain because of the way that the taxi went and the things that were outside the window and all of this. And this has been publicized for years on television. He managed to program someone to shoot someone at a concert. Okay? Like, get it into your brain that if you're sitting on the fence about these things, the evidence is out there. It's been out there as entertainment for years, mate. Okay? See, in the UK, that's entertainment to us. Crazy guy with a little beard convinces man to blow someone away on stage. Brilliant. Slap it on Channel 4. This is all how these people can manipulate minds. Okay? And some people call it science. Some people call it hypnosis. Some people call it mind control. I don't give a shit what it is. I know it's there. And people who worry too much about the label for it are the ones that are going to be matrix dodging bullets, because you have to be aware of its existence. I'm not really sure how air works, right? But I know that if I suck it in, I'm not going to die. Okay, I'm sure you can break down how air works. Okay, but I've got a lot of blind faith in things that I'm just taking someone in a white coat's explanation for.
Right.
I'm not actually going out and testing air or anything like that myself. If you see
Right.
what I mean.
No,
Well,
I understand what you're saying. I completely understand what you're saying. It's actually you know, the CIA and all these people
Predictive programming.
involved.
Thank you. Predictive programming. That's the grown-up word for it. Thank you.
Yeah, they have it pat down already. They had years to perfect their craft at mass brainwashing. Okay, these people have done it through the spiritual way and as well as the scientific, because there is a frequency that they tap into where the music can make you susceptible for
Listen,
whatever ritual they're involved.
I'm gonna have to say something. I've been to Darren Brown's live show, okay, and I will never ever go to a Darren Brown live show ever again, okay, because shit happened there that I cannot explain. All right, so he couldn't get me on any of the if your hands stick together, please come up to the stage or any of that. None of that worked on me. But if you get me in a fucking room, right, and I think I'm just watching a show, there's something happened, and I'll never go to a show again because something happened to me at that show for about 5 days after that show. Darren Brown, this guy here, right? Listen, we agree that once we've taken down all the other witches, then we take out Taylor Swift. Okay, she dies last, Lean. Okay, take her out last. That's the deal that I have with everyone. If you bring me the evidence that she's an evil witch and I completely believe it, we take her out last. Deal.
Okay. Deal.
Taylor, remember, we secretly rule together once we take out the rest. You and me, Taylor, we secretly rule together. But seriously, this is
no, but I understand what you're saying, though. But there were people coming out of her concerts. They said that they forgot that they don't remember the concert at all.
I did see that. I did see that.
Yeah.
And so for me, this.
What does he do though? Who is he? I don't know.
You know,
I know nothing about him. No.
He's a magician.
He will not. He doesn't take the word magician. He's not a magician. He does.
I don't know who that is.
He does human programming. That's the only way I can put it. I tell you what, I'm going to send you some stuff to watch, Queenie. You're going to love it. Like this, like I say, this guy programmed somebody to commit a robbery. Then he programmed somebody to shoot a celebrity on stage. So he's proven the fact that you can program someone to do a crime and they won't remember doing it because he done it. Then he proved that you can program somebody like MK Ultra to shoot somebody on command and they done it and didn't realize why they'd done it. He's done amazing things that when you watch on television are great. Okay, I've seen him in a bar twice at the Edinburgh Festival and just left the bar. Okay, because he started out on doing things where he'd remove your watch and your tie and your wallet whilst he was talking to you. Like how can someone be so good at misdirection that they take your watch and tie off?
Yeah.
Hey Ron,
Do you know?
I want you to Google somebody to break your heart about Taylor.
No, not live on a live stream. I'm not ready to open up that level.
Zena LeVay, Zena Shrek. Look her up, buddy. That's Taylor's mother. That's her twin.
Oh no, I know this one. That's the satanic overlord lady. What was her name again? We need to look at this.
Zena Shrek or LeVay. Well, LeVay, but that's Anton's daughter.
That's Anton's daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
They look like twins.
This is my favorite one. Okay.
Yeah, they look like twins.
This is so crazy.
Yeah, when she was younger, she looked just like Taylor.
Mm-hmm. Twins.
Okay,
basically.
I got to get back to work on this stream for tonight.
Good shout. Okay, so we're going to end the show with a little bit of this, because like how mad this is. So that is the lady we're talking about. That is Zena Shrek, not Taylor Swift, right? And it's one of my favorite rabbit holes, right? And that's oh wow, I spelled her name as the actual Shrek character. Hang on.
Are they not related if you should go down their bloodline?
Well, here's the weird thing. So her dad is the current leader of the Church of Satan.
Wait, was.
Oh,
yeah, sorry. Yeah. Do you know the bald guy? What's his name?
That's Nicholas Shrek. That was Anton was her father, which was the creator.
Her father.
But there was a guy, her husband Nicholas Shrek, ran it for a while. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and then the grandson, which was Xander LeVay, he just died last year. Was in charge for a bit, and I don't know who the guy is now. I've never heard of him now, but Sharon was his wife, and that's who I've talked to. I've got her willing to come on and talk to us anytime. You all love to have her on.
Yeah, let's get it hooked up. Let's get it hooked up, man.
I did that like 4 or 5
no
months
other
ago.
reason, for no other reason, just to see Queenie in the side chat. 100%.
Oh, I talked to her on Instagram
going off. Yeah, set it up. I mean, look at this one. I mean, what? What is going on? Not Taylor Swift. not Taylor. Oh yeah, get her booked, man. Get her booked. Get it hooked up, man. Because for like I say, for no other reason than just to see Queenie lose her mind. 100%.
May. Have you guys seen those? There's a video of I forgot who made it, but there's a video of there are celebrities that look like people from the past.
And
Isn't that
telling you
crazy?
now, I'm telling you now. In fact, you know what? We'll just keep talking. I'll bring it up, right?
Yeah.
It's a celebrity time traveler. Celebrity
Yeah.
time traveler.
Keanu Reeves is
Yeah.
one of the
And
crazy
Jay-Z is
ones.
one of them as well.
Jay-Z
You know? I
too.
remember
Yeah.
seeing that.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
So we'll grab.
I think these people are like I don't know. I feel like I honestly believe that these people are messing up with
Shapeshifters.
timelines. For sure, they're messing up with timelines.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, this is a fun one. Like
Goodness.
everybody's right. Everybody is
everybody's
right.
got a doppelganger. That's for
Oh
sure.
yeah. But well, look, there's doppelgangers, and then there's literally being a demonic entity. Right?
I think these people are secretly vampires, and we don't know.
Yes. 100%.
They did find out that some of these were actually AI. Not to break your heart.
Yeah, I'm sure some of them are, man. Right? I'm sure
Yeah,
some of them
but
are.
the one,
Some of them are
the
old.
one with
I've
like
seen them.
Michael Jackson and the other ones, those are authentic.
Yeah,
like
there's a lot of them.
Jay-Z and the other ones. Yeah.
You can walk downtown and see Michael Jackson. There's so many people that look like him. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
And sing like him.
But it's one of those ones, man. The ones that I know.
He's a vampire for sure.
It predates all the AI stuff. It is so fun because you can just keep going.
The Keanu Reeves one, I always love seeing him. He's like, wow.
Yeah.
We do love Keanu Reeves. He's on the big list of good guys.
The one that they showed on Ellen, and they actually had a dude that looked like Ellen, and it supposedly ticked her off.
Oh man. See, look, he's a vampire.
This painting and this picture proves it that he is a vampire. We don't need to do any other tests. We don't need to dive into anything else. Okay, this is
wow.
He lost his ability to grow his beard, though.
This is the real distraction, people. This is why all the celebrity nonsense happens, to distract us from the painting vampires. All right, okay. Oh, here's the king himself. This one's a banger. Like, this is an absolute banger.
Yep.
Oh, Jay-Z, yeah, that's crazy.
It's
Even the mouth is incredible.
It's too funny,
Well,
man.
I've always had a theory too. I mean, with genetics, you can only have so many combinations
Dude,
of the way
right?
people will look. You know,
Right? Well, that's it. I mean, you're right. I mean, how many? I mean, but 8 billion designs so far that exist
Right.
currently in the world. One of them surely has to be close to something that's already been done, right? Surely.
No, yeah. I mean, and it only makes a real slight difference of a ear being off a little bit to consider it a different look. But like Jay-Z, I mean, that's like crazy. I've seen ones with Tupac that look just like him and everything. It's wild out there.
It's
like
great.
that.
It's a great one, man. It's my favorite. Let's just have a couple of beers and shout at each other on a live stream topic.
Oh,
No
yeah,
one's
this is
no
awesome.
one's wrong. Everyone is right in this situation. Maybe they're vampires. Maybe it's genetics. Maybe it's their time travel. Everyone is right. We can all have a good time, and it's brilliant.
But what do you all think? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to get Sharon LeVay on here.
Oh
Let's
yeah.
see what everybody thinks.
Oh hell yeah.
To listen to
I
the
had
chat.
her on, and she wanted to come. Well, let me rephrase this. She said she agreed to it, but she was very shy. She's only done one live video, and I watched it on YouTube with Xander, her husband, for a radio station, and she didn't speak one word. She just sat there next to him because she was so shy, and that was her only concern. I said, you don't have to show your face. If you just want to come on, let everybody see you just for a second for them to know it's you, and then go away or whatever, and you can just talk without showing your. I said, I usually don't because my hair is usually screwed up, and I'm usually in a hospital bed.
Yeah.
You know, but
Right,
she was
right.
really sweet. I mean, just as nice as she can be.
Well, I hope you get better, Shane. I
No, I
really
appreciate
do.
it. I appreciate it.
I will keep you on my prayers for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Where is that back? Oh, okay. I knew
hey,
there had to be a
Ron,
on the screen background. I'm like, I've seen it on people's things before. I'm like, y'all got the same.
No,
same house.
she's in Auntie's living room.
I'll
That's
say
all.
that's Auntie's living.
Auntie's living room. She's an Auntie's living room, mate. That's it. Her and Tina,
You're right.
and Auntie, they all share a flat together now.
I'm a floaty head. Don't worry.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, listen, we've hit that 2-hour mark, everybody, and we've covered some good ground today. I just want to say, listen, everyone in the side chat, you're allowed to have a different opinion. You're allowed to disagree. You're allowed to be here. You're allowed to have a discussion. We're all friends. It's all right to press and ask things that create another thought process and all of this. And I thank all of you for being here. I think we were just touching about 1,500 across all platforms today, so that's fantastic. Queenie, Lean as well, thank you for being here. And Shane, Lean, you're going to be
for having me.
Yeah, you and I fight like brothers anyway, so you know it is.
Yeah, it's all good. Like we'll be catching up again with you Saturday, I think. But I think you've had some very, very interesting insights. So there's some places now where I think I can fit you in and push your research down a direction now that I've heard where your head's at with a lot of it, because you covered a lot of ground today. Sorry. So yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm honored. Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Do not listen. I am not here to be fetishized and say things on command. All right. God damn it. All right. How dare you?
Okay. Hey, listen. You're very
$5 super chat for that. No, I'm kidding.
No, but you're awesome. This is really nice.
It was good.
I've been very, very shy about doing YouTube because I do know a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
and
you know,
I like to learn. I like to learn.
Side chat, please. Fire up some ones and hearts. There's nothing worse than being nervous, and I get it because you smashed it out of the park, mate, completely.
Oh, thank you. But
have you got a channel?
No, I want to say I've been very shy in terms of like doing YouTube. I'm kind of a little bit afraid because the internet is crazy.
Oh yes.
But I'll ease myself in little by little. This was an experience I'll never forget, and I'm super honored, Ron, that you have me here.
What we could even do.
So many nice.
We're amazing people.
With so many cool people.
Well, listen, what we could even do is get your channel set up that you publicly say, listen, I'm not intending on doing any content right now, but in the future I might do. So if you want to go and throw me a subscription or subscribe, at least if you're ready to do that, you'll have a little pre-built platform.
No, actually, I remember the picture I sent you on my setup.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? So you've got everything but the channel. Is that what you're saying? That's a fucking good point. Like, I'm not being funny. She sent me a picture of her setup, and I'm like, "Damn, girl!"
All you gotta do is talk.
I mean, you can show the chat. You can show the chat.
Motherfucker, is that? I swear to God, one of the things that you've got. What is that little monitor with the? What is that? I mean, look at this shit. She's like, "Oh, I'm shy. Okay, nay bother. Okay, all right." Fucking hell, man.
Lenny, how old are you?
Mind you, I didn't even get to show you the computer. But
no, what is this? What is that?
Oh, Jesus.
Is that for reading text? Is that so? Is that a Q prompter?
Yeah. And that's a side computer on the side. I can.
You said you were young. How old are you?
Well, I'm not super young, but
no, you don't have to. I mean, I was just saying you were very knowledgeable when you said you were younger. I mean, you do know your shit. I mean, your stuff. I'll give you that. That's for sure. So I give you credit for that.
This is not an introductory to the internet keyboard here. Okay, this is not.
Look at that stuff.
This is a serious. This is like a custom guy. What is that?
That is a Dragon Ball.
That's Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
this
Dragon
is not
Ball Z.
keyboard. None of that.
None of this.
That's a fucking Alienware monitor, mate.
Right.
Yes.
in a hospital bed.
No, don't listen to her nonsense about her shyness. Okay.
That is crazy.
All right. Okay. Now that you've had your like X Factor like sympathy storyline, okay, where it's like, yeah, I'm here to perform today, but I don't have the confidence to do it real well. And then you cut to where she's like, I mean, come on.
Do not expose me like that, mister.
But yeah, no, it's a great setup.
I think I should just lose myself and just do it.
Yeah. I mean,
I agree.
I'm not being funny, but I feel like maybe you've been thinking about it, right? I'm just Just throw it. Can I just ask you, are these made by Stream Deck? Are these the Stream Deck people's lights, or are these the off-brand?
Yeah, actually.
I don't even have them. I've got the off-brand crap ones. Okay,
and that's a curved screen too. You've got there, right?
Yeah, honestly.
If I show you the computer, you're gonna fall out of your chair.
I don't want to see your computer. I don't want to even talk about it anymore.
You know what's crazy? I have the same setup for my son right next to me.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he's 8, but he has
my
the
God.
PS5 and he has his monitor. So he's good.
Yeah.
So you guys play
games than
games?
we do.
Oh yeah, I play video games too. Hey,
Sweet.
I need to find an outlet.
Yeah, man. Well, listen,
She's a gamer. She's a gamer, dude.
I play video games too, and I'm up for murdering some pixel people sometime for sure.
We need to get you back on with your noises.
So that's the reason why I know.
Yeah,
Ron used to do on
That's
Twitch
same
where
rubbish.
he would stream and we would sit there and just play noises and scare the living hell out of it. It costs
Yeah,
money to do it, but it was fun.
I like playing the horror games when I'm online.
Many years after that.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Middle bit.
Hey, well, in my channel, I guess once I have it set up, we can all come visit to my channel and we can have a play and have some drinks and laughs.
Hell yeah.
That'd be awesome. Because with all this negativity and all this stuff that's happening in the world, we need an outlet. Because when you research this stuff, it breaks your heart.
Correct.
Especially you, Ron, because I told you I've been following your channel since the inception. Okay, because I was doing research and I stumbled upon your channel right at the beginning. Okay, before the YouTube decided to nuke everybody.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, so you're back from Surviving Life days then, huh?
Oh yeah. Since then, I've watched all of them, Ron. You are absolutely awesome. Like,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
that is some cool research. I loved it. But yeah, we need an outlet for to release all this negativity because
100%.
this shit is dark. Okay, this is dark.
It's funny that my outlet is murdering pixel people on the internet with the biggest weapon that I can find in Space Marine 2 right now. Okay.
You know what game will be super fun? You know what game will be super fun? Dead by Daylight. Forget it.
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah, I've got that. It's good fun.
Yeah, we will have fun.
Yeah, we'll do that. Well, listen, everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you to the mods in the side chat. Thank you to all of our panel members, our guests today, all of you sitting at home. Thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you share. We're back pretty much all night with content on the Sean Atwood channel. I'm back with myself and Tess looking at some of the psychology behind the cult of fame that we've really touched on today as well. Looking into Diddy, Schneider, and Weinstein and how there seems to be this history repeating factor. So a couple of words there. And I just want to say a big shout out to everyone who's a fan of Sean, but comes here to support me on my shows as well. Thank you very much.
And don't forget, and Sean will be on after you with a guest I'm working on with right now that you guys will thoroughly enjoy. So that'll be from 8 to 9.
That. Keep him on the thread. Dangle that freaking worm, Shane. That's my guy.
I just don't remember what her name is, but I'm working on it.
That's what's up. Hey, hi everybody.
And if anybody is an aspiring gamer or streamer, here's one more look at this lovely little setup while we all say goodbye. And we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.
Bye.